Hi everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and the purpose of this video is to teach you how to use the COUNTIFS function in Excel. So this video is for those individuals using Excel. There will be another link for those individuals who are using Google Sheets in order to complete this assignment. So we've moved on to part 2. If you have any questions about part 1, you need to go back into the PowerPoint technology in criminal justice data sets to find that information. We are now moving on to part 2, and we will need some of this part 1 in order to complete part 2. So it's absolutely essential that you complete part 1 before you start part 2. So in part 2, as of August 2nd, 2016, what percentage of each racial ethnic group were killed by police that were unarmed? So we need to find how many individuals that were killed by police were actually unarmed, and we're going to find out the percentage of that. And of course, this again is that factual basis that you need. Instead of having people talk about their feelings, you can say, well, as of August 2nd, 2016, a data set said this, okay? So this is really important because it doesn't say unarmed or armed in our data sheet. It actually says no or yes. So we're going to look for the no's, meaning not armed, rather than yes, which would be armed, okay? And I'll show you how to do that. And we're going to use, in other words, among those killed from within each racial group, what percentage were unarmed. Be careful to use the data from the first column above as your new totals when calculating the respective racial and ethnic group percentages, okay? So we're going to find the percentage of each racial group killed by police that was unarmed. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, we're going to use, instead of COUNTIF, where we're just looking for one variable, we're going to use COUNTIFS, plural, to look for a second variable. Okay, so here's how we're going to do. We're going to go back to our Excel sheet. Here I am back at my copy of the counted, and I am back at my calculations again. And notice, I have inserted, so you right click and you say insert. I have inserted, so you would click on B, insert, and I have inserted, actually you want that before that. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say insert. And you'll notice I put unarmed in here because that's going to tell me the amount unarmed, and then percent killed by unarmed. So I'm going to delete this because I just wanted to show you. You right click and you can insert a row, a column, I apologize, a row would be over here. We would add in a column, and we're going to do that. So we're going to name one unarmed, and we're going to add a second column here called percentage killed unarmed. So I'm just going to put that in there. So here's what we need to do. We are going to click in the cell that is across from white, and the number is 303. So we know 303 white people, but we don't know if they were armed or not. So here's what we need to do. We need to go here again, and we need to go to our formulas, insert function, and we're going to use COUNTIFS. So it's not most recently used for me. Actually, it is most recently used for me, so I'm going to go there. Remember, if it's not, you're going to click on all, and you're going to scroll down to COUNTIFS. So if it doesn't show in your most recently used, you're going to do that. And notice this one has an S on the end because we're doing multiples. So I want to click on this, and I'm going to say OK. And here is my criteria range for the first one, and then my criteria range we're going to do for the second. So I'm going to go back here, and again, I need to go to E, and I need to say white, because I need to find white people. Now I need to find how many of those white people were armed or unarmed. So I'm going to go back to my data sheet, and I am going to scroll over, and the last area here is N, column N, right? And it says firearm, no. So this is telling you, right here it says it, whether they were armed or not, okay? So if they were armed, it has what they were armed with. If they don't have armed, then it says no, they were not armed. And that is where we want to look, unarmed. So we want to make sure that they don't have had any arms. So we're going to say no, no. And we're going to say okay. Oops. Whoops, so I had an error here. And whenever you get an error or you get 0 that pops up, you want to try again. So I'm going to try again, and this was my fault. I was clicking around a little too much. So here I am in unarmed. Again, I'm going to go to insert function. COUNTIFS is going to show up now because I just used it. And here I go on COUNTIFS. My criteria range for 1, I want to do E again. I'm going to do column E because I'm looking for that race and ethnicity first, and I'm going to put in white. Oops, white, it's not spelled that way in there. Then I am going to go back to my data sheet, and in criteria 2, I'm going to scroll to N. I need to click on N, and then I need to say no, because that's what it's going to say. And I say, okay. Oh my goodness, why did this not work out again? Why did that not work? All right, let me quickly do it again and see. It just worked for me, so let me see. COUNTIFS, okay. So I need to go here, and I need to say E. So this is what happens sometimes with these sheets. So I'm kind of showing you what it's really like. E, and I'm going to say white. I'm going to go back here. Oh, no, we don't want that. We want COUNTIFS. So why is this crazy COUNTIFS? Okay. Here we go. E, white. And then I want to go back. And then I want to go back here, and I want to say N. See, I'm clicking before I get to it, so this is what's happening. Then I want to click in here before I go back, and that was the issue. I want to click in here, and I want to say N. So I need to make sure I'm clicking in the box before I do anything, and I was going too fast, so that's what was going on. So I got 45. So let me walk through this again. So here we go. Let's go to black. Insert function, COUNTIFS, okay. We're going to go back to this, and I need to click on E. So again, we have to scroll back to E, which is ethnicity. Then I need to click in the box and type in white, and that, or black actually, okay? The next thing I need to do is I need to click in the next box, and that's what I wasn't doing. And I need to go then back to my data again. So go back to your data, scroll over, click on N, because that is the column we want to use as our range for the next one. And then I want to click again in criteria 2 and put no. And we have 26, okay? Then I need to go here. So let's try Hispanic Latino, okay? So let's do it one more time. Insert function. We go to COUNTIFS. Okay. We're going to click on the range because that's what we want to do first. We want to go back here. We're going to scroll back. We're going to click on E. We're going to put in Hispanic / Latino, correct? And then the next range, we have to click in there. We click in the range. We go back to the sheet. We scroll over to N. We click on N, and then we say no. Okay. 16. So now you try these, and then we'll work on the percentage killed unarmed. So work on those, and then we'll come back and do percentage killed unarmed.